I'm gonna be real with you. Okay.
Oh God. I'm so sorry.
Maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
go Quarbit, go. Don't let them see you.
Okay. Is this? I'm not quite sure. I know the message here. Is it? He's your co-pilot. You're responsible for him missing those 2 missions last time. Is that what I should be taking away here? I
Sure,
see. Oh,
we can
that's
say
right.
that. We can say that. We can go with that. I'm not
Oh.
taking him on a joyride or anything. No.
So we have 2 nation picks here for the very final of the draft. It's going to be interesting because both players are essentially playing in areas and nations that have already been played. The question is, can they make it work again? But we are off to the races and in game here. So a weaker one of the tribes for Quarbit than has previously been picked, of course. Going to be a little bit more difficult. And let's take a look at the challenge board because I want to refresh our memory about what our players are trying to achieve. So remember, you want to win. You want to have more points than your opponent. This is hopefully pretty clear. But Quarbit already has 1 point, meaning if he completes all his challenges, then he should find himself with 7 total points. Meaning, in order to win, Zlewikk needs to complete either 7 of his... Zlewikk would... Yeah, to win, Zlewikk has to complete all 8. He can't complete 7 and then draw, 7-7, because that would put him at minus points, so he'd be down at 5. So he has to complete all 8. There is not a single challenge that Zlewikk is allowed to miss. Ludi, you've said it before. You'll say it again. Tell me how many challenges Zlewikk is going to complete.
I think Zlewick's biggest challenge is going to be not expanding too much. So here's my take on this whole thing, right? Quarbit's got a fairly easy run because the nation he picked can form 2 tags early on, can pillage the capital of a great power, namely Ming. He can vassalize a 10-province nation either in the Manchu lands, depending on what happens, or otherwise in Ming. Revanchism, not hard. Inflation, not hard. Hell, even inflation you can get from taking full amount of money from Ming. Like every time you take 3,000 something ducats from them, you get a ton of inflation, right?
Yeah.
But on the other side, Zlewick's got the issue that he loves expanding, right? Now, as Malacca, he should only expand in his node because he needs to get, highest trade income in the known world he can get from having in his own node, and a little bit in the adjacent nodes with the ships to filter in the extra trade. He needs to have the crownlands. He needs to have the ahead of 20 years ahead of time tech. So for that, he needs to not waste mana points on expansion. Needs to take up. And I think his biggest issue is going to be not expanding too much.
It's going to be tricky. I mean, we've seen what Quarbit needs to do, basically, right? Because we've had Alja and Zlewikk both playing as these Manchu tribes, and they've shown how you can really do it pretty nicely. You can get going pretty effectively here. I think one of the challenges will be Ming. Obviously, there are scenarios that make that not a challenge. But honestly, I feel like the biggest risk to Quarbit is how well he can unify up early here, basically. But we'll see.
You got to remember that for him, he just needs, 20 Jurchen provinces, and then the rest he gets cores on after he forms Manchu, right? So he can expand fairly easily by going into the weaker Jurchen tribes at first.
Well, not that I'm biased or anything, but I will tell you all that if you want to give me free channel points, there is now channel point betting open, and you can put money on Zlewikk if you'd like me to receive all your channel points. So go ahead and place your predictions now. I have to say, I think Zlewikk can do it. Do not get me wrong, especially because he's just completed his first challenge. Phil Force Limit with Cavalry is already done on Zlewick's side. But I think he can do it, but I don't think he's gonna, to be honest. I think Zlewikk is gonna miss 1 challenge. I think he's gonna miss own all provinces in a trade node. I think he's gonna have too much else going on, because what trade node would he do, right? Obviously, Malacca would be the kind of normal one that you'd monopolize first, but I suppose he could go further east, right? He could start taking the Philippines, would be like the one with the least dev he'd need to take in it. But what do you think?
I think the Malacca node would be the one he's going for. You have time in 1 hour. You have the missions as well from the mission tree,
Yeah,
and you have the opportunity of taking out all of the Malaccas because they're small, all of them, right? And there's only so many alliance blocks that you have to fight. So if you get a nice foothold in the southern bits of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula, the biggest issue is probably going to be taking out Ligor, which is vassal of Ayutthaya, right? So you would have to have a bigger war with Ayutthaya. But
yeah,
aside from Ligor, to get those lands, the rest of Malacca has 2 or 3 provinces each nation.
yeah.
And then there's Brunei, which is 9 provinces. Or
He does
yeah,
need
9.
to keep his vassal loyal, which means he can't be in a kind of nation-ruining situation before he gets the node unified. He does have does now have a vassal in the Malacca node. Not devastating. Obviously, we saw him have troubles with that last time, but that was when he was trying to do a bunch of other stuff. Uncolonized provinces is a great question in the portal. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There is no requirement to have that. That's a good point being pointed out by Lady Saffron. Oh, that was in Discord. Sorry, I thought that was chat, so I'm just replying to it. But that was actually in Discord. But the Flesh Tuber versus VTuber point count. We'll have to get a tally on that. I think the final totals were about something like 60 to 60. It was very close to 60 to 60 before this week. And this week so far, of course, we've seen Chewy walk home with 6 points. So right now, we are VTubers 6. VTubers 6. No, we're okay, good lord, I can't talk. We are MeTubers 6, VTubers 0. No, MeTubers 1, because of course of Quarbit's point just then. FleshTuber. I'm told I didn't invent this term, so we're pivoting. Everybody get on the MeatTuber train. I need a term that I've invented.
I'm sticking with MapTubers.
MapTuber is, of course, the third way. They're the.
We're
the
the middle.
ultimate
We
strategy.
breach the path between VTubers and FleshTubers. There you go. He's already off to an adventure in the lands of, what is that, Sumatra, right?
Yeah, looking pretty good.
He's got one of them. Actually, he's got unconditional surrender from the war leader. So
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let's take a look over at Quarbit's perspective. Obviously, the unification of the Manchu tribes doesn't take too long. And he's typing, so he's already got one completed. Probably, what would that be? Dying Rivals already? Oh, okay, no, oh, I didn't notice. He was stack wiped and losing then. So he was going to be probably wiped out in that war. I think that's a fair restart. That's an honorable restart. But that is Quarbit having to restart 7 minutes down. The Quarbit betters. It's fine. So the betting is still ongoing. If that restart affects which way you'd like to put your channel points, you still have about 20 seconds, 10 seconds to get your predictions in. Ouch. That's not looking great as a start for Quarbit. He could definitely still do it.
he can still do it. Yeah, we're just 8 minutes into the run, so it's not too far out into the run, to be fair. I think one objective that Zlewikk could have gone for, though, that would have been very easy for him, were the 3 world ports that Quarbit banned.
Yeah, it was a good ban.
That was a good move. That was a good move on Quarbit's side, for sure.
All of Quarbit's bans would make a lot of sense once you know he's playing a horde. Because there was there was world ports, there was let me remind myself here. There was personal union, obviously he's not going to do that. And then there was production leader, I think, was his third ban, which makes all of those make total sense in terms of stuff he's just not going to be able to do here. But let's zoom in on Zlewikk and consider where could this go wrong, because in previous weeks we've felt kind of like Zlewikk getting his challenges completed. It hasn't felt automatic. There's been skill and attempts hardcore on going for that, but I mean it's been really difficult for him this week, and I think it's showing partly how good he's been on previous weeks. He hasn't just been coasting his way to victory. He's been really going for it.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. The first few runs Zlewikk were insane. Like he went through the objectives like crazy, but he's had to have some pretty tough RNG, let's say,
Yeah.
in the past 2 runs, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Including today?
I think I'm just going to talk to Zlewikk for 1 second here. That 010 air, you should have kept. Naming airs like that Ludi is on brand at the moment. Just so you know.
So
we named those Christo.
Zlewikk, give me your confidence on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 easy, 1 impossible.
After previous run, it's like 3. Like,
I thought that might be what you said.
I lost my whole morale.
That's what
Really.
I knew it would be getting to your head. Well, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, Zlewikk. We're rooting
You
for
got
you.
this. You got this.
No one tell him that I bet channel points that he's going to lose. No one tell him.
No,
It'll
you're
ruin his
horrible,
mental.
Christo, you're horrible.
It'll ruin his mental.
To be fair, though, once he's got Sumatra, he's got like most of the stuff that he needs.
He
Right?
will put himself in a
um,
very strong position once he can
exactly,
get
yeah.
Sumatra. Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna have the economic base
Yeah.
to get the 10k
Yeah.
just from that. To be fair,
Let's have a quick talk to Quarbit. Quarbit, it's not an amazing start, but how you feeling?
Yeah, neither was last time. I think the pressure's kind of getting to me a little bit, but I'm gonna keep on doing what I can.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ming taking one whole
Yeah.
ducat off you. How dare they?
I know. They're gonna make me go bankrupt this time. I swear.
I feel like you're going to make them pay for that one ducat. Slightly
I might have to
is
go
my
get
guess.
it back.
That's my guess. If you had to rate your chances, 1 to 10, and you can lower it when I distract you and get you to lose that 1,000 cav, if you like.
Like a 4 maybe.
Okay, I am happy to reveal to you that that's the same number Zlewikk gave.
Yay!
so there you go. It's not over. Good luck.
Not
Good luck.
over yet. Thank you.
All right, everything's still to play for. Both players putting themselves at a 4. Did Zlewikk say 3? All right, well, clearly I'm just lying to try and bolster Quarbit's nerves and improve my channel point investment. It's all about the channel points at the end of the day. You think I'm casting because I'm having fun or because I like the game or because I'm being paid? No. We're here for channel points and channel points only.
I mean, technically, you get paid in channel points, right? So
That's true. That's true. All right.
that's what it's about.
Zlewikk down here looking pretty good. Managed to keep it together.
So he's got Siak, the green one, as a vassal now, right? That means I'm not sure if he vassalized anybody else in the meanwhile, but he can also get a little bit of money from Pagaruyung, which has a gold mine in there, right? Or was it Indrapur? I don't remember which one. One of those is a gold mine.
Mm-hmm. I'm not certain either. You got the game open though. And Zlewikk has got 50% of provinces non-core while at war done. It's something we should note, actually. Let's do a little rundown here because some of these challenges do have difficulty modifiers. So let's talk through some of those. Zlewick's 50% of provinces non-core, which he has completed, we'll mark off in a second, does have to be done while at war. Most of the others, I think, are not. I think we just made them more difficult by changing the numbers around. Whereas if we look at Quarbit, making 2 tags, you are not allowed to release play as. That was a modifier that we added to that one. You have to actually form the 2 tags, and it must not involve a switch back to your starting tag. We know almost certainly he's trying to go Manchin and then into
Later
Ching?
Gen, yeah.
or later Gen, true, yeah.
Or Ching, I mean.
And then Vassalize
Never
10
know.
Province Nation has to not be done by releasing. That's the modifier that we've added to that one.
Yep.
And then the others are new subscriber challenges and hence do not have modifiers. But look at this, going much better for Zlewikk now. He's vassalized what they call Passau. Gives the P. The white and green in the north, I forget. But we'll see. We'll see.
Which one?
The white and green top and bottom flag. He's vassalized.
Oh, Pasai, yeah.
Pasai, not Passau. Thank you.
Yeah, Passau is the one in Germany.
Yes, you're right.
Almost same, but just a little bit different.
Close, right? That might actually be like maximally wrong.
Yeah,
That's almost
it's
exactly
the one. It's the
opposite
vassal
side.
of München at the start, I believe. Passau.
Going much better. It's going better in terms of what he's controlling. I agree. His army situation is not great. The fact that he went for the Cav play early.
Oh, he's down to 8,000. What happened? Did he get stack wiped?
I know. Well, part of it was that he got some bad battles, but also partly he needed to get the full Cav force limit, meaning that he had to spend a lot of manpower to get that done, and that definitely cost him.
Oh, CX pretty disloyal. They're getting their
Ooh.
independence supported by somebody as well.
That's very unfortunate. That's not looking good.
By 2 nations actually now. Whoa, he needs to be careful with
Oh,
that.
and stack wipe. Not stack wiped,
Oh,
but beaten
boy.
in that battle. That's not
That's why
good.
that's why CX getting disloyal. He needs to recruit more units.
Yeah, that's not good. Just recruit units, 4 heads, Zlewikk.
Yeah.
That's not good at all. Oh,
Oh boy.
because he needs to be able to integrate them for the trade
Yep.
node.
Indeed.
Well, not technically, I suppose. He could go somewhere else. Like, that would be one option.
Wait, he's allied to Pasai?
Oh, and Quarbit has done the 10 province vassalization early. Look at that.
Hey.
10 province
for that
nation vassalized.
Fortune.
Yep, just counting to check. He is right. There we go. Looking pretty good. The first point on the board for Quarbit. So let's take a look at some possible scenarios, okay? Let's say Zlewikk, because we were saying like Zlewikk has to get all of them to win. That's not true. That's only true if Quarbit gets all of his. But what if Quarbit gets, he doesn't get Form 2 tags? Like the likely scenario where Quarbit gets most of his challenges but not all of them is for some reason he can't kill Ming. Let's say he can't kill Ming. So because of that, he doesn't get Pillage the Capital of the Great Power. He doesn't get Form 2 Nations. That means he gets 4 points from the other 4, but he loses 4 points from the 2 that he didn't complete, leaving him at 1 point, right? Now, to beat 1 point, Zlewikk would need to get 3 points, and Zlewikk would get 3 points if he got 6... No, he would have to get 7 completed to beat 3 points. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Zlewikk has to get all but 1 completed, even if Quarbit only gets the 2 starting rivals cease to exist, revanchism and inflation. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yes,
is
so
definitely very
later
tough.
Jin. I believe we have talked about later Jin before. Later Jin is not a tags change. It is a name change. I believe that I have ruled on this already in the context of the Hawaiian island chain formation in one of the earlier rounds. We should perhaps check in with Quarbit, and there is something else I want to ask him as well. So let's make sure he is aware of that ruling, because that may not have been ruled on. That was probably ruled on when he was playing at someone else, but we'll see. We'll see.
Fair enough.
Hello, Quarbit.
Hello.
Good vassalization. Good vassalization. To check,
Thank you.
what were your starting rivals?
My starting rivals, I don't know what happened to one of them. I know one of them is Xibei, and the other one, I think, was Zhenzhou.
Okay.
I didn't pick a third yet. Technically, I could have, I have 3 slots, so I could decide one, yes?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure?
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Good, because I
Cool,
might go after someone else other than Zhenzhou, depends.
Sure. Yeah. No, it makes sense. As long as you're still able to pick them, because of course it's self-correcting in terms of
Yes.
getting more challenging as the game goes on, because you need to pick someone equivalent size and so on. One thing that chat wanted me to point out, which is true, and I hope you knew, but I just want to make sure you knew. Later Jin is not a tag switch; it is a name switch.
Yeah, I know.
Good. Just wanted to make totally sure. You have 42 minutes remaining. Godspeed. All right. Good.
Well,
Good.
now we know he's going for Qing in that case.
Indeed. Ching, also, we did this in the Commanders in Conflict event, which if you haven't watched, by the way, chat, it was happening over the weekends. Awesome event. You should check out the replays and edited down replays on YouTube. They're very good fun. But pronunciation learning with Speed 5. We're learning things about EU4, we're learning things about language. It's all good. Qing, that's Qing. You pronounce it ch. So Qingdao, for example, the city, it's pronounced thusly. There you go. Now you all learned something today.
Actually, it's Tsingdao, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, you all learned something, and it's wrong. Even better. Even
Tsingdao,
better.
the former German holding in China, right? The
Say
one where
it
they
for
have-
me. Say it for me one more time.
Tsingdao. They have a
Tsingdao,
beer
okay.
in China that's called that now, which is from that area, I believe.
There you go. Well, it's looking pretty good for Quarbit. He's struggling a little bit on manpower here, trying to replenish to get that siege going again in the north. But he's getting there. Obviously, Korchin, not that loyal, so not willing to help him. I was concerned, by the way, that Korchin was one of his starting rivals, and hence he was going to be in a bit of an awkward spot having to integrate them. But it doesn't look like it. Let's check in on Zlewikk. Oh, okay. Talk to me about the situation Zlewick's in here.
I mean, Zlewick's main issue is, in my opinion, the fact that he doesn't have enough troops. He needs to recruit units. I'm not sure why he's not doing that. He's got 8,000 manpower.
He has got 8,000 manpower. I guess he's worried
There you
about
go, he's
the
recruiting now.
econ. Okay, yeah, there we go. Makes
That's a little bit weird. He's gonna have to spawn Renaissance, I'm guessing. If he wants to get the 20 years ahead of tech. I'm not sure what kind of a ruler he's got though. So let's see how
The current
much
one is
mana
okay, as I recall. I believe it's like a 343 or something.
he
we
just
saw
got to
it
make
earlier.
sure he doesn't have this one pass away. Then
Yeah, yeah.
he's gonna have to continue that expansion into Sumatra as quickly as possible. Get Pasai and Aceh. He's got that
Yeah.
monument in Aceh as well. He can get from there.
There would be enough time to integrate Cochin, yeah. The problem with wanting to do integrations and things like that is that it just gives you less time to get your nation ruin objectives, like revantions and inflation. Yeah, you could integrate them, but you don't want to be pushing your inflation or intentionally losing wars when you need to keep a subject around and loyal is the difficulty. So I agree there would probably be time, but it's just, it's just limitations, right? And our players, they need to be being careful on limitations. Hey, look, his subject's loyal. So the troops are moving to aid. Nice. Okay, so that's
Hey.
definitely good for him. Now he's got those troops recruited. You were quite right.
Yep. So yeah, he's basically trying to stabilize the southern tip of the Indo-Chinese peninsula there. That's really smart. Get your homeland secure and then move into Sumatra and then I'm guessing Borneo towards the end. Let's check the objectives a little bit, go through them, see which ones might be a little bit tougher for him.
I still think 10,000 ducats is hard. I mean, he's got a decent dev base now, which will make it easier, obviously. And he's not trying to lose provinces nation ruin. Doesn't need to. So there won't be that problem of like trying to do both those things at the end. And obviously they cannibalize each other a bit.
Yeah.
Coastal provinces, he should have no problem with.
He's probably going to have those very soon, yeah. If we
Yeah.
include vassals after he integrates them, he already has them, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's 4 more from the vassal. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Yeah, he's very, very close.
Yep.
I think he's either 1 short or he's already got it once he integrates the vassal. Oh, no, provinces in a trade note. Do you think he's still going for Malacca?
Yeah, for sure he's going for Malacca. I mean, we haven't seen him do any conquest anywhere else.
No, my only
And-
thing anywhere else would be like, is he planning to grab colonialism and then like colonize a province in
Yeah,
Australia?
he wouldn't have time for that, no. I doubt it. But yeah,
Yeah.
you got to realize that even if he does grab 1 or 2 provinces in Australia, he's still going to have to rush a little bit to natives, and that just takes time, and they can be annoying to deal with as well.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think the best play for him is literally just unify the node, dev up a little bit, get the tech, and that's it. You got all the objectives, because if you get all the node, you got all provinces and trade node, you got the highest trade
Yeah.
income in the world, and then you got the coastal provinces, you can get the ducats. So that's it. Literally just unify your node and
Yeah.
do the rest whilst at peace.
And yeah, I mean, Saffron has a good point. I don't think he has the admin to get the tech in the trade node. The problem with the 20 years ahead of time, I mean, and you saw it in his face, right? When he was picking that challenge, he knew it was
that
going
was
to
a
be
tough
tough.
one. Yeah.
Because it's one that you
I
only
would've-
get 2 windows, basically.
I would have picked not that one. I would have picked the force your religion on somebody else.
Yeah, we were talking
That would
about
have
it.
been the smart choice, in my opinion, for
It
Malacca,
really
especially.
did feel like there were some easier challenges that he could still
Even
go
though
for.
war reparations would have been easy, especially for Malacca. 8 nations giving you war reps
Yeah.
is super easy for Malacca. Look at the amount of nations you started with around you that could give you war reps as well.
Yeah, it does seem like a good pick there. And then 50% Crown Land. I'm assuming he is going to get that one. It's not too difficult. He should be on a good train to do that.
Yeah. That one for sure, yeah.
Yeah, the only difficulty would be like if he had to be still conquering land right at the moment when he's trying to get it. But oh god, he's you can see that the pressure is getting to him. I think the main thing standing between Zlewikk and a completion here is honestly mental. He needs to be able to like cool down a little bit, keep playing fast, but don't play on tilt. And I know that's super easy for me to say and it's super difficult to do, but that's honestly what it seems like.
Yeah, for sure. For sure it is.
Can only enforce on shit. Oh, it's a good point, actually. Is there anyone for him to enforce on? Religion?
Well, he could switch religion, to be fair. He doesn't have any Shias around him. I mean, it's easier than having to get your whole freaking trade node, to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Because then you have Mahayana and what's the other Buddhist? Theravada right next to each other, right? So you could go as one or the other and enforce on one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's true, actually. Trying to flip religion, the whole trade node one, it really feels like it's the most difficult one here. I mean, Malacca, it's a high dev node at the start.
Yeah, but still, it's like pushing it. If you don't need to, that's the thing, right? We've noticed in this season that just the people that pick the easiest challenges are usually the ones that go through it, win the runs. And
yeah, I mean, it's the draft, right? The draft is very important. It's really, really difficult. And the other thing is, of course, we can talk afterwards about like, oh, this challenge would have been better. Oh, this challenge would have been better. But when you're on the spot having to pick these things, it's really difficult because, remember, they're picking them in just like a couple of seconds. And yeah, they have plans, obviously, ahead of time. Oh, that's nasty. Using some...
and I mean, he could no CB one of the Indian nations to enforce religion as well, because they're all Shia in the Muslims in India. They're Shia, all of them, right? No, they're Hindus. My bad.
No.
Bahmanis is Shia. My bad.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
a no-go, actually.
Yeah. Switching religion is quite time-consuming. It can be. But he's in a position to... I mean, if he wasn't doing the trade node one, he could be conquering north into Buddhist lands. And then,
True.
would have been a decent situation.
True.
Well, I mean, we're saying all of this, critically. He's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, this is stabilized. Situation's looking good. 34 minutes left.
Crownland is a little bit less now, though.
Yeah, all that extra conquest is
he's
cranking
been
it
lowering
down.
his crownlands. He's gonna need to use the he's gonna need to use mana points for deving up and for taking up. So
which is very difficult. I mean, he's got a lot of demands on his mana.
Yeah.
Let's check in on Quarbit. Team VTuber. Oh, looking pretty nice.
YouTubers unite.
Things going pretty well for him. He'll need to win both these sieges before he can piece anyone out. Of course, will demand annexation. Oh, that's risky to siege that down. Not with the reinforcements from the north. That should be good. Because obviously once you... well, maybe not obviously. Some of you won't know this, but when you liberate a province from rebels, if the rebels are still spawned, they prioritize resieging that province. So it's a good way to force the rebels to fight on your terms in terms of terrain.
For sure, yeah.
But risky if it means you don't want to be assuming they're going to keep sieging in a line or whatever. I think the only time that isn't the case is with revolutionary rebels who will siege in a straight line towards your capital. Rather than... I think they do that even if you siege down some of the provinces they've already taken. But, yeah. Oh, it's a great point in chat. Yes. So the other way you could get the force conversion thing would be going after the Sikh. You could convert Sikh. Although
the Hindus,
but what
right?
group
Hindu
is
Sikh, yeah.
Is Sikh in
It's
the
a part of
Hindu
Hindu.
group?
It's in the
Okay.
Hindu group, yeah.
Okay.
So it would be Hindu with Sikh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
we
actually
saw in
really
previous
smart.
rounds
Yeah, that would be
going
very
in-
easy to do. True.
Yeah. Because we've seen in previous rounds that you can go Sikh. Obviously, you are putting your fate in the hands of RNG a bit, which is always scary. Because Sikh could just not spawn.
Basically, you never know when it's going to spawn
Yeah.
after 1480s, yeah.
Quarbit has just got 2 starting rivals cease to exist, which is pretty nice. So he's doing well there. And looking good. You need to switch Hindu? Do you? I thought Sunni... No, Sunni can switch Sikh as well. You don't need to go Hindu first. But yeah, there's definitely some IRL time, which seems expensive there. And
Because it is.
yeah. Time's money, haven't you heard? And there we go. Nice. He's looking pretty powerful. Oh, and 16 mandate. Don't know if he's noticed. There it is. The first reform passed by Ming, I assume. 'Cause it doesn't look like they're at war.
That is the time.
This is the time. Will he be able to
That is the
capitalize on it?
time.
Is the question. Going to be close.
Getting
the
all that juicy
decision.
mana points there.
Right. Thank you, chat. Good correction. Sunni can switch Sikh freely by decision, but they have to own a Sikh province for that. In the religion menu, Hindu can switch to it. So, understood. Thank you for the correction. I appreciate it. Learning with Speed 5 continues. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. It's the grand final of the draft, and they are battling it out right now. Zlewikk has 3 points on the board, but of course he would get minus 10 points added on from the ones he hasn't yet completed if we were to finish right now. Meanwhile, Quarbit has 2, same story, he'd get minus 4, he can complete the rest. But if they end up with the same number of points, well, hang on actually, is it even possible for them to end up with the same number of points? I'm not certain it is. Because if Quarbit, the only way Quarbit can actually gain points, right? The numbers of points he can gain are if he gets 5 or 6 challenges completed. If he gets 5 challenges completed, he gets 3 points, which puts him at 4. If he gets 5 challenges completed, he gets 5 points, which puts him at 6. So Quarbit's possible scores are 1, 5, 6. Those are the only options. Because if he were to get only 4 completed, he would get minus 4 from the 2 remaining. So Quarbit can get 1, 4, or 6. Meanwhile, if Zlewikk wants to get any points at all, he has to get 5 challenges completed, in which case he gets 1 point. So that would be a drawing game. If he gets 5 completed, he loses 8 from the 2 that he hasn't completed, and it's a draw. If he gets 6 challenges completed, he gets 2 points. Wait, that can't be right. Yeah, no, is that right? If he gets 5 completed, he gets plus 5, minus 6. I'm wrong. So no, if he gets if he gets 6 challenges completed, then he gets 2 points. Because he gets 6 for the completions, minus 4 for the non-completions. 2 total points, not a drawing game. If he gets all 7 of his challenges completed, then he gets 7 points. Again, not a drawing game. Look, I know. But the point is, the possible outcomes are Quarbit with 1, 3, or 5, and Zlewikk with 0. I've lost it. I had it a second ago. Zlewikk can get 0, 2, or 7. So there is no possibility of a draw. Zlewikk has... Oh no, Zlewikk has 8 challenges. You know, I'm still right, though. I'm pretty sure a draw... Look, I'm going to let Ludi talk for a minute, and I'm going to do some maths. Actually by writing it down.
Yeah. Wow. He actually is writing it down, isn't he?
I'm actually writing it down. You talk. You talk, I math.
Oh god, you really want to become a VTuber, don't you? You can just tell us, Christo. Just be honest with yourself. Alright, well.
I can't even write it down.
Whilst Count Christova here is gonna do his mathematics, we're gonna enjoy and admire some Zlewikk classic destroying of nations in Sumatra. Apparently, the backstory behind this chat is that when Zlewikk was a little kid, some dude from Sumatra said that he cannot destroy Sumatra, and Zlewikk has been waiting for this moment for the past 78 years since he was a kid to destroy Sumatran people because he's got a deep hatred for them. So that's really just the actual reason why.
Look, I'm trying to do maths here. Could you not stoke like nationalist hatred while I'm trying to freaking do maths?
Hey, what's worse, doing maths or trying to pit people against each other, huh? You be the judge of this.
I mean, the second one.
No. I'm gonna ask chat.
Let's not ask chat. Oh dear. How's Quarbit doing? I'm still doing maths. I finished the maths for Quarbit. Now I'm doing like, hey,
what?
The war with Chang.
You did the maths. Was it 5.8 plus
I'm
7
nearly done.
times 4?
Please stop talking.
29.
I mean, don't stop talking.
I think
Don't say
is
numbers.
29, Christo.
Jesus Christ.
It's 29. I'm telling you now.
I'm losing my mind. 27 steps on the board. Oh, it's a closer fight than he'd like, but he did pull it out.
There you go.
Nice.
He won it. I mean, he's fighting paper units at this point. They got minus 50. Well, they take extra 50% shock and fire damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're literally carpet. They're literally paper units. You breathe on these Ming units and they collapse.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
I agree.
You have to agree. Because 7.8 is not necessarily the same as 12, 14, 84. You know what I'm saying, Christo?
I do not know what I'm saying.
I know you're counting.
I'm counting. I'm trying
you're
to count.
Stop it.
All right.
Stop the maths.
I finished my maths.
Let the maths
I was
finish.
Right. I was right.
No, you weren't.
I was.
5.
The possible
It
score.
was 5 the whole time.
Jesus. Look. Chat, give me the strength to make it through this. All right. The possible final scores are Quarbit with either 1, 4, or 7, and Zlewikk with either 0, 5, or 8. So it is not possible that a draw takes place. There you go. You happy?
No,
you
you're
happy?
wrong.
With
You're
this
wrong.
whole thing, I'm gonna give you the inside scoop. This whole thing was my way of giving a roundabout answer to a question from Speed 5 in Discord about what happens if there's a draw. And I thought I was gonna be able to give this nice, easy answer about the way I've decided to handle tie breaks. But then, no, I had to do all this maths and try and figure out what the hell's going on. But there you go. There's the answer to the question. I'm actually crying.
I mean, I'll be honest, you would do a pretty good VTuber, you know.
I don't know. You wouldn't be able to see the tears.
You need to commission an avatar.
How do you know I didn't already and it's just unbelievably good? But let's talk about the game here.
Oh.
Let's talk about the game. So Quarbit,
Okay.
of course, needs to pillage in this peace deal, which it looks like he is going to be doing. Ching is still definitely a great power, meaning that he will get that completed if he can do this, which leaves him just wanting to form the... oh, that's a pretty tough fight, but it looks like he's pulling it out. Yeah, nice. Another 9 war score. Very quick. And he's going to do one more war after this to claim the mandate and Beijing itself, both of which he needs, I believe, to form Qing. Are there any other province requirements for Qing?
Yeah, in Mongolia, there's one, I believe, Shillingol.
Oh, yes, so there is. I can see it highlighted. He's helpfully highlighted it for us. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he can easily get. I'd say I would go for 100% war score against Ming in the first war, though.
I
'Cause
think
he
he's
can get
just
a lot
worried
of
about
cash
time.
and provinces.
He doesn't really need the cash. And I think the danger is, well, there's several dangers, but chat is suggesting why not go for the mandate in Beijing first. The problem with that is you put Qing into such a death spiral, sorry, Ming into such a death spiral, that sometimes they can actually lose great power status fast. And then you're going to be doomed, right? Because there's no way there's going to be another great power that, in Northeast Asia that he's going to be able to pillage.
He's
the
very
capital.
close to getting most of his objectives done, actually.
Yeah,
now,
he's doing
with
really, really
24
well.
minutes left. What are we looking at with objective screen?
Let me. Sorry, I love the duality in chat. I have a folder of Twitch chat saying the exact opposite thing right next to each other. So, can you take the mandate during a truce break war? You can, followed immediately by
No,
you
you
can't.
cannot. You cannot.
And the answer-
you need to not have a truce if you're gonna.
Yeah.
You don't have the CB if you have a truce with them, so you literally cannot enforce it.
The answer is indeed no, because you have to declare using the CB, and the CB is only available when you do not have a truce. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are right. And yes, someone who we shall not name to protect his honor. He is in chat right now, though. Did make that same mistake.
Oh.
All right, let's take a look at Zlewick's situation. He's doing pretty well. I mean, look at that. Sumatra getting absolutely yoinked. But
There you go.
But we only have 22 and a half minutes left on the clock.
Oof.
Talk to me about Zlewick's path to victory here.
The 10,000 ducats he can definitely do towards the end of the run, right? Highest trade income in the known world is going to be tough. He's going to have to filter in with ships from the adjacent nodes to get more...
The Peasants'
more,
War. Oh my, I'm sorry to interrupt. He's got the Peasants' War making progress. That's not good.
Yep.
Sorry, go on though.
He should avoid that one for sure.
Pro tips from ex-eminent EU4 influencer Ludi et Historia. Do not
Don't
get
have
the Peasants'
disasters.
War. This tip brought to you from 2016.
Hey man, in my Japan run or something, I literally just started debasing my manpower, so I don't have it. I started destroying my manpower on the provinces, so I get manpower, so I don't get Peasants' War.
I think
I hate that so much.
I think it's pretty harsh. It's pretty harsh. Do you remember the days
It
back when
is.
it was an event though, before disasters
Oh, God,
existed?
yeah,
and
that
the
was-
Peasants' War just went and fired immediately.
Yeah.
And you were just like, oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Not again.
E4 has definitely come a long way in the 78 years since it's come out.
78 years, huh?
Yep.
Not completely
Roughly,
convinced.
give or take a few.
Oh dear. All right, so Zlewikk right now, I mean, he's nearly there on trade node, right? He just needs Brunei.
Nope. Nope. He needs the entire island and Borneo, and he also needs Ligor from
Sorry,
Ayutthaya.
Borneo is what I meant. I mean, I would say that, but it is true. I think the 20 years ahead of time is looking pretty tough, though, right?
The 20 years is the least of his concerns. I honestly think that he's going to struggle with the conquest of Borneo, even.
Does he have it now? He does. Well, does he though? Because is that from what you call it? Some of that might not be from ahead of time. It might be from institutions. Can't tell.
Wait, what?
Well, the penalty that shows up there is partly ahead of time and partly the institutions penalty shows there as well, right?
Oh, you mean the... Yeah, no, it shows the institution penalty as well.
So I think he missed it. I think he just missed 20 years ahead of time. Because he right now has... he has exactly 20... he has 200% tech penalty right now, but some of it is from Renaissance. Meaning, I don't think so. Because he had 90% on two and 20% on the other. But I think all of the 20% wasn't from ahead of time. It was from Renaissance. So, I mean, it's real tough. It's real tough. Which means that he needs Quarbit to miss a challenge to win. That's the only way.
He did have the highest trade node, though.
Did he call it?
He starts with it.
Really?
Yeah, he starts with it.
Oh my
so
god.
He should have called that one.
He starts with higher trade income than Ming. I guess Ming's merchants aren't set. Insane.
Let me double check. Should be 15, and as far as I remember, that you start with the highest trade node in Malacca. Might be Genoa. Am I wrong? No. Genoa is second. After Malacca.
Oh, dominance of the tribes is rising on Quarbit's side. We got Peasants' War and dominance of the tribes both rising. Holy
Let me check.
heck.
Yeah. 15.3 at the start. Yeah.
He didn't call it though. You gotta call it.
Yep.
Ouch. If he loses because he didn't call the challenge at the beginning, that will be absolutely devastating. Can't he get it to the next tech? There's still time to tech up one more time. He could. The problem is the further you get into the game really early, often the more difficult it is. Not when you're into like the mid game, but the very early game, it gets more and more difficult to get like nicely ahead of time. I feel like anyway. But we'll see. Let's take a look at Zlewikk's situation here. He's fighting on, but it really does feel like an uphill battle now. Because he has to get... I mean, it really looks like Quarbit is on track to get all 6, which again feels like validation for the, the slightly fewer challenge strat, which Quarbit and Levi Saffron have been doing the kind of, call it slow and steady because it's not slow, like they're pushing themselves hard, but we'll see.
Wait, is the objective highest trade income, not node? I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's global trade income. Oh, you were doing most valuable node, were you?
Yeah, more
Right. No.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
What is his trade right now? 13 or 15? What was that?
His trade?
13.6. He's close.
Yeah?
He's definitely close.
Oh, but he's right now he's 12 years ahead of time. It's not quite enough.
Yeah.
Humanist ideas? Oh, he's just taken the idea group for the idea pulses.
Yep.
Right. Fair enough. If you're not familiar, chat, when you have idea groups selected, there's a I think it's a 5-yearly pulse that fires has a chance to fire an event based on one of your
specific idea group event. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should also try to go for the 200 Diplo and admin event from the advisors. I'm not sure if he already did that or not, though. Maybe he did it.
There you go. Got cores on his trade centers, so he can start trying to upgrade them, helping himself out there. It's so close. It's only Ming ahead of him, which obviously is what you would expect. But
yeah, surprisingly, Ming has not collapsed. It's like one of the few runs in which it doesn't.
It's bad luck. I mean, that's part of the, partly it's RNG, but also partly it's you've got to try and build a strategy that lets you build those ships with RNG.
Yeah, he needs those ships to bring in that node.
Yeah,
bring in the trade.
That's 3 transport ships he's not immediately putting on trade. Is he trying to explore something? Surely not.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, it's going to be close. Let's take a look at Quarbit here, though. All right, just trying not to have the economy
Quarbit's doing
explode.
pretty good.
Oh, that's true. That Quarbit's economy is looking dicey, though.
Wait, what? He's got like 2 ducats? What?
Yeah, this
8
is...
ducats income? Did he not lower the autonomy? I guess not.
I guess not. No, I mean, there's a lot to think about. With 15 minutes
He
remaining.
hasn't cored it. He hasn't even made it like full course.
He hasn't
most
stated
of the
it.
lands.
Yeah.
That's a big issue because it's essentially he's trying to run a 20,000 or 33,000 strong army
Yeah.
with his initial 5 provinces. Even though he technically owns all of that and it's
Oh.
cored up.
He's about to... Beijing is about to get occupied by Oirat. Beijing's
Oh,
being
boy.
sieged by Oirat, I think. And there's the truce. Oh my god.
boy.
Is it being sieged? I can't see the animation. Oh, it's not. That was so close. Can you imagine? Because he's not going to be able to take Oirat. He's going to go bankrupt, probably, in this war.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was unbelievably close. Holy heck.
Hey, he's got some pretty good dice rolls as well there. He's
Yeah,
got
storming
14%,
through.
28% already. Holy snaps.
And honestly, at this point, bankruptcy gives less bad penalties than the lack of mandate that Ming has. So I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem. Look at that. Look at that. He's getting it. He's going to need the mandate of heaven, obviously. But looks like Ming has deleted all their forts in response to their economic situation after the mandate collapsed. So he's going to have to siege more than you might expect to actually get it. Oh, I respect that. You see that use of keyboard shortcuts?
Yeah.
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. V to deselect one unit, by the way, chat, is how you carpet siege like a boss. To use some very contemporaneous language. But that's pretty good. Pretty good. Look at the speed of this. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it's a 92 piece deal though. That's pretty intense. And he's just checking. Does he have everything? Does he have everything? He does. He just needs Beijing and the mandate. Of course, one thing that could go horribly wrong, Oirat could claim the mandate. If he lets Oirat get too much of the sieges. I don't think it will.
I don't think he can do it though.
I think he would struggle.
He doesn't have probably even 5 to 10%. Right, I'm talking about.
Without any forts.
Without the only fortification being in Beijing,
Yeah.
it's impossible for Irats to get it.
Yeah, I think you're almost certainly right. But you have to imagine it's weighing on him regardless. Even though it's very unlikely, it's like it's standing between him and what's looking right now, although he doesn't know this, is really good odds of winning. It's a good point, chat. Did Oirat use the mandate CB? I have no idea, but I doubt it. So he's probably is safe on that front. But here we go. Just a few more sieges. They're probably willing to do it now, to be honest, actually. Well, it was 94.
Yeah.
Maybe move it a tiny bit more. Make sure he's claiming.
He probably has what he needs now.
And
As
money,
it is.
stabilizing the economy. Boom. Meaning
go.
decision available. Decision available. He needs to core and state Ming. That's right.
Yep.
Does he have the admin? He does. So yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Man, what a game! What a game from Quarbit. Looking really good.
So is that everything then that he's got to do?
He needs to do
What does
revanchism
he
and
have
inflation still. But obviously,
inflation is easy. What's his inflation now? 19 already.
it looks like he's
and-
banging out inflation right now while he's running the clock. Look at that time efficient play. And then obviously revanchism is completely trivial because all he needs is someone willing to take land from him. Ming is definitely willing to take land from him right now. So that should be 50% revanchism is quite a lot, but Ming should want to take back all of their core land. But yeah, if Ming explodes before he can do it, there's still ways it could go wrong. But there's the inflation challenge completed. Over on Zlewick's perspective, things are looking tough. The amount of conquest he's done has made the crown land really difficult. But yeah, Ming, it's true. Chaz has a good point. Ming does only need to exist to be able to declare and then surrender. It's not like he has to push them to 100%. They are going to want to take that land back. There's a little bit more. Didn't see how he was doing there on trade. He's close though. He's very
like
close.
0.2 left. He just has to set up some protect trade edict. and that's it.
Yeah. Edicts will do it. Get that transfers. Increase transfers downstream. Increase them out. Let's see. Oh, it's still. Oh God, Ming increased it as well. Oh my God. Ming absolutely trolling you.
Oh my God,
happens.
Ming.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's outrageous. Outrageous. And look at that. Quarbit has got the core done. Checking in just briefly. He has already done it. And then all he's got to do is offer Ming. I mean, if he suggests it. Oh, they're not taking as much as he would like them to. But there we go. You can rank it up. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. What are they demanding that he's not giving them? You should try and give them Beijing and then see what they're not getting. Oh, there we go. You know, it's just
There you go. Yeah.
That should be enough. 97. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's enough. All right. Look at that. Quarbit with all 6 challenges. Quarbit, congratulations. With 10 minutes left on the clock, that's all 6 done. The only scenario where you lose is if Zlewikk manages to complete all 8 of his challenges.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to him.
Yep, we will pass that along. But enjoy watching the rest of it. Very nice, very clean play. Really like to see that. Good one. We especially liked the Ming Carpet Siege. That was speed.
Wait, hold up. Whoever changed the key from V.
Someone
V
rebound
to
it.
deselect. They changed it to escape, and I lost my mind. I thought I was going crazy.
Oh my God.
Whoever played before me changed the keybind.
That is next level. I want to believe that was somehow Zlewikk. Though even though he didn't know which PC you'd be assigned, he just went with it. All right, good luck. We're going to go back to Zlewikk. He actually changed it. That's so funny. What? It's still Zlewikk? Well, remember, E4 has custom keyboard shortcuts now. So someone changed it to escape. I was wondering why the hell he wasn't using escape to close the main menu when he accidentally opened it.
Yeah.
I imagine he was just sitting there hammering escape. Like, what the hell? Why can't I close it? But looking at Zlewikk right now, he's got 9 minutes and only 3 challenges to complete. It's not out of the question. It's genuinely not out of the question because he's got the 10,000 ducats. He's got the highest global trade income. All he needs now, the really hard one he needs now is 20 years ahead of time.
Own all provinces in trade node. That's the toughest one in my opinion. Because he needs to do 2 wars in 8 minutes. 2 big wars. 3 big wars, actually.
Nah, 1 big war.
Well, he's got to do the one against Ayutthaya, but he also has to do...
Ayutthaya! Sorry, I was only thinking of Borneo.
Yeah, he also has to do Borneo. That's a couple of wars depending on the alliance block, right?
It is. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just misclicked and had you say that to Zlewikk, but that's all right. Did you get the ducats with the difficulty modifier, or did it not have one? There's no modifier. We initially considered making it no loans, but that seemed like that would make it one of the most difficult challenge, maybe the most difficult challenge on the board. But Zlewikk, I mean, it's looking real tough right now for Zlewikk to be able to pull this through.
It is, yeah. I think he's waiting till he gets the tech before he starts expanding, if I'm not mistaken.
What would you give
Which
him?
is the right play.
What would you
That
give
is
him
definitely the
percentage
right play.
chance right now? Not, I know if I say can he do it, you'll say yes. Give me a percentage chance. Oh, but he's not even.
It's
no,
tough, man.
I'm sorry, it's 0. I just realized. Look at how bad he is on tech. It's. Don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because to get 20 years ahead of time right now, he'd have to take the next tech, like this year, basically. Because remember, of course, you know, every year that passes, every tech gets, 1 year less ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to be accelerating at a faster rate than he is. It's looking very, very difficult.
In just 7 minutes, it's gonna cut it close. He
Absolutely.
shouldn't have gone for the 20 years event objective, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a really tough late ad. He was obviously feeling the pressure. He just lost a round. He does have nearly unlimited money right now. I mean, with 4,500 ducats in the bank, he can fight some pretty big wars and feel pretty good about it.
He's losing 77 ducats a month though because of the advisors that he's got.
Yeah.
And the inflation. So it's I don't know, man. It's not easy.
It's going to be very difficult. I mean, with 77 ducats a month, that's okay.
What happens if he has 2 objectives that he's not going to complete.
If he has 2 objectives non-complete, then Zlewikk walks home with a very respectable 6 challenges completed for a total score of 2. Because he would have -4 from the 2 not completed. Which is more than Quarbit got in the first round. You know, it's not an unrespectable score. 6 of these challenges, when your opponent is banning the easy ones, it's very difficult. I know no one in chat is saying anything negative about Zlewikk, but if you think that what Zlewick's doing here is not insanely impressive, I absolutely encourage you, try it. Go out and try and do these challenges in 60 minutes. Because, you know, in a normal campaign, it's easy. In 60 minutes, these players are at insane levels of skill here to be able to, even to be nearly doing these challenges, takes a lot of skill. It's really, really challenging.
And speaking of, I encourage you guys to check Zlewick's channel out because the man knows the game very well.
It's true.
And I think you will learn a lot of good stuff from him.
It's true.
It's true. He's got a lot of good stuff as well with saving people's bad campaigns. That really, really amazing videos for learning things as well.
Chat saying, I already did it in 30 minutes. I'm going to be honest. Sure you did. Sure you did.
Did what?
All of Zlewick's challenges. I want to see a video of that. But as we enter the final 5 minutes here, yeah, the assault just desperately trying to get forwards here. What tech? He's at tech 7, but tech 8 right now is not ahead of time. So he'd have to get tech 10. Sorry, tech. Well, yeah, he might actually have to get to tech 10 because he needs to get an average of 7 years ahead of time. Well, you know, whatever.
In 4 minutes. I don't think he can even get the node, honestly. I would be super impressed if he got the node, but in 4 minutes, I doubt it. Because he's got to get the Ayutthaya War as well. He took too long waiting for the ahead of time tech, in my opinion. That's what put him behind a lot.
Yeah, it was really difficult.
Yeah.
Tech 8 is 1505. Okay, so 1505 is possible. But, yeah.
Not in 4 minutes.
Not in 4 minutes. Well, he'd have to get truly insane events, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be very, very, very challenging. And yeah, good point in chat from Aldra just now. These finalists deserve to be the finalists. I honestly think that's true. There's been a lot of really good play from all of our players, really, in the tournament so far. But Quarbit and Zlewikk, they've felt on a slightly different level. You know, there were definitely rounds where Lady Saffron's crazy inventiveness or Cleo's continuing to believe in going for the high challenge plays, or Aldra's kind of mad enthusiasm. I'm not sure how to put that one. Or Chewy, you know, Chewy kind of keeping. You know, he was showing up, right? He was keeping going. He was pushing through every round, even with like bad results. Everyone played well and had like very, very respectable performance. But Zlewikk and Quarbit were so consistent. The only time really when Zlewikk had everything fall apart was when he did like, you know, the meme play as Byzantium. And even then, he almost made that work. But it was really good. He's tech 667. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Lady Saffron, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The inventiveness of the Lady Saffron pick was absolutely unparalleled. I certainly don't disagree with that. I mean, look at this. He's spending Diplo points on this. He's never going to get the tech. It really feels like he's not going to get the tech. I can't see it. I can't see it. The light is fading with 2.5 minutes left.
What if he has one that he's not going to get, but he's got the other 2? What happens then? Is it a tie?
It's not a tie. There are no score scenarios that result in a tie. If he misses one challenge, then he has completed 7 and not completed 1, which means 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 is beaten by Quarbit's 6, meaning that he absolutely has to get all of the challenges. I'm going to give him 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. But it's just not looking. It's just not looking doable.
He wasn't looking at the time. He probably thought he had a bit more.
No, I don't know. The speed he was playing and the visibility of difficulty, but what was that? You just deving? Just a bit more lone cap, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, it's true. He may not know that Quarbit has done as many as he has, but the problem is with the current number of challenges he has completed, if he doesn't get any more challenges, he gets 0 points. If he gets one more challenge, then he does get 2 points. So he might think that one challenge stands between him and a victory over Quarbit, who got no points this round. What he doesn't know is what we know, which is that in 1 minute, I don't think there's going to be... there's not going to be much left of Zlewikk's hopes at glory here. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy, but it's also a triumph, of course, as is the way with any final. You know, someone's got to lose. Someone's got to emerge triumphant, and Quarbit deserves it. Final war. Oh, well, no, it's not even the final war, is it? Because he needs Ayutthaya. Oh, that's absolutely difficult. But look at these assaults. He's showing us the speed you can get these wars done, though. I didn't believe he could take Borneo in that time, and it looks like he's going to be at least extremely close.
He is for sure. Yeah. 19 seconds. I mean, I feel bad, you know. Like,
I think he can do it.
Honestly,
no, I'm channeling my Ludi. I think he can do it in 9 seconds.
Come
Yeah.
on.
He just sends 2 peace deals, no problem.
Dear.
Then the vent fires, which gives him 30% crownlands, and then he does the thing where he dismantles the Japanese Empire
Crystal.
6 times, and it's no problem.
Over.
Oh.
It's over.
It is
Over.
indeed over. My lord. There's no copium left. There's nothing more that can be said. That is the end. And Quarbit emerges. I can now declare Quarbit emerges as the grand victor of the draft. The first ever champion. He picked right. He played right. And he's there. Let's get the studio in on this momentous occasion.
Whew. I mean, that was a battle. I think that was both the duels in the grand finals here were very much picks and plays where it's like, I think I can do this, and then kind of falling on the hurdle. That said, Quarbit with the 6 picks, proving today that sometimes you just have to count on your opponent picking too much and having
Sometimes the
bad
big play
RNG.
doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's one number that I would love everybody to know, which is very close, even closer than the score between Zlewikk and Quarbit right here. In the finals, the MeatTubers received 6 points because Zlewikk unfortunately got 0 on this round. In the finals, the VTubers received 7 points. Meaning that in the finals, the VTubers not only get the crown, but they get the overall score advantage.
Well, that's it's very useful information.
Some people
sure.
are calling it a VTuber sweep. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? It has been excellent watching these games. Fortunately, actually, and this would have been the grand final, but we have 2 World Star episodes left. So even though I'm going to say goodbye to you guys right now and go talk to our players, I'll see you next week. More on that later. In the meantime, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And let's go
great
talk to Quarbit and Zlewikk. Congratulations, Quarbit.
Thank you.
The cautious play got the win there. How do you feel?
Well, I feel like those 2 monsters I had are starting to kind of wear off, so I might have to go take like a whole 6-hour nap after this. But other than that, it feels pretty good, I guess.
Zlewikk, on your end, you aimed for the stars and didn't quite get there in either of the rounds. What happened in this last one?
Well, just misplayed. Nothing really to say more than that.
Well, I mean, it was very exciting watching you both. Hopefully, you had a lot of fun participating in the draft. If we do a second season of this, Quarbit, any advice for the next set of players? What should they think about?
Take exactly what you think you can do in an hour. Like, think about all the games that you've played and well, I mean, of course, the computers are faster, but generally, try to think within your boundaries. If you can get it done in 40 minutes, then bad RNG will let you do it in 60.
Okay. Zlewikk, do you have any advice to a new set of players?
Well, it's all about the opening moves. If you choose a country and you have the great first 15 minutes, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. Well, once again, thank you guys so much for taking part. It's been a pleasure watching you, and Quarbit. Big congratulations for taking home the first place in the first season of the draft. It has been a pleasure watching you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that should be the end of the draft. Today was the finals, and this was honestly all we had planned for this season. But then we realized, hang on, you know what? We like this format. Maybe we should do something more. So we added 2 All-Stars, and you can see them. Which means that next week, I'm very happy to announce that coming to the draft in our All-Star segment, we have Leith versus Red Hawk. The casters of Masters of Universalis are going to duke it out here with us over a few games. We might add some extra twists and turns. And then a week after that, on June the 26th, we will bring back the 2 titans of our EU4 game shows so far. Flurry Worry versus Zlewikk. If you thought today was hard with bans, extra quests, and other things, we're going to make it spicier. We're going to make it even spicier, which, you know, I recognize some people just want to see all of our players get 10 quests. Not being Count Christo. We want them to suffer. So we'll see if they are up to the challenge. You don't want to miss either of the All-Stars episodes. They are going to be, you know what? I'm going to call it here. It's going to be great. So, I've been Knorr, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Until then, good night.